Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Waterfed Wednesday. So, this is where we go beyond the bucket and dive into the world of waterfed cleaning, where we get to answer questions about our equipment, our business, and our goals of helping cleaners worldwide to get the job done faster, safer, and better. I am your host today, Alex Brunner, and we have our special guest, one of our Tucker brand ambassadors, Patrick McCleary, with us. Just a couple of reminders as our audience builds up. Just check us out. Check us out, or check our previous episode. Sorry, on our Facebook page. That's RHG Tucker Pole Systems, and our YouTube channel at Tucker_USA. So, December promotions. We have our recently released BOAB. So if you haven't perhaps you've seen Sean's Facebook Lives talking about this special BOAB made for us. We have a combo deal. It's a BOAB and the pouch for only $199 while supplies last. Also, we have our residential kit giveaway. You can look at the how to enter to win this at our website, tuckerusa.com. And if you're going to the IWCA in Vegas in February, we are doing a private happy hour at the IWCA on February the 12th. Go on once again to tuckerusa.com to register. Important thing to note, we will be closed from the 25th through the 1st, and we will come back on January the 2nd. So our podcast will resume on January the 15th. So lots of new products coming in 2025. So make sure you're watching out for our social media feeds and, of course, our website. And if we can get to you to like, comment, do all those things wherever you're watching, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would love to get 1,000 followers here soon in the new year. So, as I mentioned, Patrick, thank you for joining us today. We have a great topic entitled "A Clean Start: A Windows Washer's Inspiring Journey" with Pat McCleary with Divine Shine Window Cleaning, and you're out of the suburbs of Chicago, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'm about 30 miles southwest of the city. So,
right on, cool. So what's it like? And everyone, feel free to chime in where you're at. What's it like weather-wise there?
It's cold. I guess an Arctic cold front is moving in, so it's supposed to be in the 12 below with the wind chill tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be really cold, so I definitely got my systems brought inside. I don't want them turning into popsicles, so I can't leave anything out.
Yeah, I think I saw your post. What was it, last week or so? You had a bucket full of frozen tools.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, let's avoid that, especially with RO systems.
Yeah.
Well, cool, Patrick. I'm really happy that we can have you on here with us for a little bit of time. Get to know you and about yourself and your business. So, can you just kind of give us a story? What got you into window cleaning? What inspired you to do this?
Yeah, no, for sure. Happy to be here. It's kind of surreal, like not only just having this conversation, but just my life today, is really awesome, and I'm super grateful. This is a cool opportunity. And I'd say 6 years ago, I didn't even know what Tucker was, and now here I am sitting, talking to you guys on a live stream. So I guess the gift of desperation is kind of what introduced me to the window cleaning industry. Definitely just trying to find myself and having a lot of personal issues. Kind of being at rock bottom again. Having lost every job I've ever had. And just basically it boils down to not knowing how to live life. And this is just my personal struggles. But getting sober was big for me, because I just used to drink. I can't drink like a gentleman. If other people, and don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-alcohol. I'm not anti, anything. It's just my understanding that I can't drink like a gentleman, so I choose not to drink. But if you can have a couple beers and not, completely ruin your life, man, I'm all for it. Like, that's awesome. But me personally, like, I struggled, for a long time, and I made my life a lot harder than it needed to be. And yeah, life is just a lot easier today. But January 27th of 2020, I put down the bottle and basically picked up the squeegee. So I was living at a sober living house in Chicago, and was on Craigslist, looking, because I needed, employment in order to pay my rent and pay my way. And I found a job working for a company, out of Chicago that was pretty well established, and they did primarily, high rise. And I had gone through like a course to be an overhead high voltage electrician. So I had like some safety, stuff, some basic like fall protection stuff that I think that they liked on my resume. So, they hired me, and it was mostly like on the job training. My first season, like, I didn't even know how to squeegee a window, and they put me, over the side of a building, pretty pretty quickly. So, I had to figure it out. And then, I did get sent to like Sprat, that winter, during the off season, and got my Sprat certification, and kind of learned like what the industry, standard of that stuff was. But it also introduced me to window cleaning equipment, like WaterFed in particular, and my former employer. I'm super grateful. They give me an opportunity as someone that, didn't know anything, didn't know what I was doing, didn't deserve, anything. And they gave me a chance, and they hired me. And like, I was desperate, so I showed up, like my life depended on it. And, I got to play out my little James Bond fantasy, every day, rappelling down buildings. And, there's like a sense of adventure going to work every day. And I really loved, part of me loved it, that on days when it's windy, it could be really uncomfortable. Like, I really don't feel like hanging off a building today, or if there's doing like overhangs and like rope transfers or whatever it may be. But yeah, he had a Tucker 4060 and, put me on it. And I was like, this is awesome, like window cleaning. I always imagined like a squeegee and, a bucket and a ladder. And I had no idea, like, I think most of, the most people don't know that aren't into window cleaning, don't even know WaterFed
Right.
exists. And it's particularly some of my older customers to this day, like, I find it like I constantly need to, try and educate them and just explain to them, like, it's 100% pure water, from the tap. It goes through these filters, it goes through reverse osmosis and deionization, and it comes out. So your windows are wet now, but they're going to dry spot free. And if they don't, then it's because I didn't rinse well enough. I went too fast. I got water on the frames, and the dirty water that, was on the frames is now dripping down. Because if it's done properly, then you're not going to have, it's going to be a perfect shine, when it's all said and done. So yeah, that's basically, I moved back to the suburbs out of Chicago, and, started my own window cleaning company. Got the same 4060 system, and was very surprised when it was a stainless, shiny, stainless steel housing, opposed to the old PVC system that I had at Innovative. So, I mean, it was pretty cool. But yeah, life's amazing. I got married. I have a son who's 9 months old, who's downstairs watching Dancing Fruit right now. I got him distracted while I'm here talking to you guys. And yeah, man, life is just amazing. Every day I wake up, and it's awesome.
Well, thank you for sharing that story, and congrats to your sobriety, and making the realization that things needed to change, and seeing the huge improvements you did by making those good choices. And similar things. I think a lot of window cleaners go through a lot of this. Like, you're shocked that you can make a living doing this, and I think I had the same thing going through. I was telling you beforehand, I lived in Indiana. I worked in the RV industry for a lot of years, and I suffered through the crash, the '08 crash, and I tried to have my own business. Things didn't work out. Then when we moved out to Colorado, uh, my wife chimed in again, window cleaning, and I actually happened to find a window cleaning business for sale, and we jumped on that, and it just changed our life for the better. And just like you, I didn't know that waterfed was a thing. I actually had somebody, uh, um, well, back up. I was doing some dangerous things, and I just had a recent newborn. I'm like, I can't be doing this. Got to be a better way. So I got into waterfed, and then I had a UPS driver of all things stop me. He's like, "Oh, you're tucker pulling it." I'm like, "What? What is that?" And I wasn't even using a tucker then. He's like, "Yeah, I used to do that in California," and so that got me into the tucker, and then that's how I'm here. So cool, real cool story. So really appreciate that. So let's go on a little bit about your business. It's always interesting to find out what kind of demographics you have in business. I think last month we had Jamie Hallman, who is up in Michigan, so not too far away from you, and he has more of a residential side. Well, what would you say is your mix? Where commercial and real estate, or excuse me, residential?
I'd say it's pretty close to like half and half. I established Facebook like business page early on, because I knew I wanted to be self-employed. So I tried to begin like a kind of a following and some content there, and then advertising in like the neighborhood, just the neighborhood Facebook groups, like seeing little ladies be like, I'm looking for someone to clean my windows, and kind of jump on it. And the residential took off from there. And then I walked into my village hall, the first year that I was in business. I hooked up with the Manhattan Weather Channel. It's like a little farm town just south of me, and there's a weather channel, and they have 40,000 followers. So I do like paid advertisements with them, and they're like, "We'll shoot a video of you and post it on our Facebook." So I'm like, "Oh, cool! Like, you guys got to get me cleaning the village hall." So I went to the village hall, and I'm like, "Hey, like, can the Manhattan Weather Channel film me cleaning your windows? I'll clean them for free." I had my fancy, shiny new 4060 system. So I knew, even though it was all French paints, I'm like, dude, I could just knock this out in probably 4 hours. Like, I'm willing to do it for free. And they're like, yeah, sure, but first, you need to get a $10,000 surety bond. You need workman's comp. You need this. So what that did was kind of force me, to go through the proper channels. And I found out like surety bonds are actually relatively affordable, and workman's comp, maybe isn't as bad, not having a ton of employees and stuff. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. And, I got those things, and I went and I did the village hall for free. And then the guy's like, hey, he's like, why don't you give us a price for the police station, for the metro stations, and now I do all like the municipal cleaning. And then that summer, the school district contacted me, and they're like, hey, we got like 5 schools, can you give us a quote to clean all these schools? And I'm like, and, I've just been super blessed, with like these bigger, like thousands of panes jobs coming in. And then, other like window cleaning, mentors that I have, I've seen them talking about like unsolicited bids and like creating, you can look at a building and drive around it and be like, wow, look at all those big plate glass windows, and count up the windows and put together like a nice folder, with nice like custom inserts and like nice branding, and make it look good, and then just go and like drop it in like unsolicited bids. So I've had some success doing that, and like cold call, like emailing, and just being like, yo, listen, like this is what it looks like. I've started my company, and I want to be of service, and like it's great I'm able to take care of my family as one thing, but just like having like contented, useful living. Like I don't know, like I never really, I don't want to say I didn't have a purpose, but window cleaning's definitely helped me. Like everywhere has windows, like and it's like it gives me a sense of purpose, and it gives me like contented, useful living where I'm able to provide a service. I'm in a position to provide a service, that other people aren't. And I like doing it, it's like a form of active meditation, when I got my music going and water fed polling, it's really satisfying, especially with like the new Tucker Alpha, with the scrubber, the Alpha scrubber with the rinse bar. Like I love it. Like the pressure is great. The water pressure is great. And just seeing that water like cascading down and cleaning, is it's really satisfying, and it's a good like form of active meditation, like I said. And I don't hate doing it. You know, I like doing it. So
Cool, cool. That's really cool how you got your business to grow and expand. Someone's chiming in on our Facebook page. It looks like so they just want a little clarity. Are you a one man show or do you have a crew? Or what's your
I have a couple part-time guys.
cool?
But yeah, for the most part, you know, it's me, but I do have part-time helpers for like these big jobs. Um, and thankfully, you know, with like my 40/60 system, I'm able to run like multiple polls. So that's really cool too. And very helpful. But for a lot of it, I am one man for now. It's my second year. I just completed being in business for myself. And then for a few years before that, you know, I did the high rise and the commercial cleaning, downtown in the city of Chicago, primarily. So yeah, next year, you know, who knows what it will bring, you know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It always seemed like each year that I have a business, from one year to the next, and it would really expand. And then once I started automating things, getting those CRMs, and it just went leaps and bounds the following year. So if someone comes up to you while you're cleaning and asks you what it would take to get into the business, what kind of advice would you give to say maybe someone who was in your position who was just an employee?
Um, I mean, I would say learn the industry, you know, first would be helpful. But I mean, like I said, I was kind of in a unique position to do so. You know, I was really fortunate, you know, to be on like a lot of bigger jobs. And I think that gave me the confidence to look at, you know, like some of these huge buildings, like these schools and stuff that I do, like, having done like large, you know, jobs by myself as an employee, you know, working for like an hourly rate, or like making piecework, and, you know, not making a ton of money, but doing like a lot of work. Um, you know, I was able to like learn the industry that way. But I think, you know, it's something that anyone can do. You know, I'm not going to pretend like it's something that you know, no one can start. Like, you can definitely start, but it is like constant learning. You know, just like life. Like, running a business is just like constantly learning. You know, navigating like different issues, insurance issues. You know, learning how to just continue to grow and expand. And just when you think you have something figured out, like it changes, and you have to learn, and you have to adapt, and you have to grow more, you know. But yeah, I would say just learn the industry. Like, if you can work for a company that is kind of established, and at least kind of figure out what's going on, and figure out, you know, how to clean a window, and start small, and try and remain a humble servant. You know, don't get
Yeah,
too big for your britches. You know, don't be greedy. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, I remember when I made, you know, $20 an hour doing crazy stuff, you know, hanging off a building, you know, on some jobs. So now, like, if I'm only, like, oh, I only made 60, $70 an hour or whatever on that job, like, dude, that's awesome. Like, you did it,
yeah,
and you did it, you know, on your own, you know. So that's amazing. Um, but yeah,
yeah.
it is something that anyone can do, you know.
You're really cool. I know when I was out cleaning, especially when I first started the business or took over, anytime I would see a local window cleaner, I wouldn't hesitate to go up to them, just chat and maybe offer to get some coffee, whatever. Always networking, because I always came from the mindset that there's plenty of glass out there, and you know, to me, competition wasn't. I didn't fear it, you know, because I learned from it. So yeah, good points you brought out. You know, that's if you're trying to start out, maybe yeah, working for someone, yeah, get that experience under your belt. Absolutely. I think we had some comments pop up. Uh, People are looking for some advice. Do you do any paid advertising, marketing, or do you work off of referrals mostly?
I've ran paid Facebook ads, where you can like target your demographic. So I mean, I've done that, you know, get some good like action videos, some like nice satisfying videos, and doing that. And like I said, the Manhattan Weather Channel um, is like my little little local farm town south of me with all, has all these followers. And that was relatively affordable. That guy reached out to me, and he shares, some of my content, and he shares my little ad. But yeah, it's been word of mouth as far as the residential stuff goes. Advertising in the Facebook groups, like, in my area, like there's, I don't know, dozens of these groups, these local mom groups.
Right.
And yeah, those Frankfurt area handyman is, a big one. And tons of people just look for, referrals there. And if I do a good job, go, clean the ladies' gutters. It'll take me, I'm already here. My ladder's already set up. Like, it'll probably take me 20 minutes to clean your gutters. Sometimes I'll just go ahead and, do that. And then she leaves me, a great review, and then other people, are contacting me. So yeah, for the residential stuff, Facebook has been, and, word of mouth, has been my big thing. But
yeah, same. I think I did with I toyed with Facebook. I sold my business off in 2017, so things have changed dramatically with advertising online. But did that, made sure my Google My Business page was all squared up, and all those cross-linking things was set correct, and I was able to rank pretty well. But yeah, also just the word of mouth is huge. If you, like you're saying, do helpful add on, if it just takes a quick, 30 seconds. If I'm walking by a mirror or something, hey, I touched up your mirrors. Usually this is what this costs. Went ahead and throw it off for free. That goes huge for homeowners, and next thing you know, they're blasting you all over Facebook and Nextdoor. So yeah, it's always good to experiment with the paid advertising, but the referrals are always huge. So you were talking about your Tucker products. So what products other than 4060 do you have?
So I got the H2 Pro recently. I just had that delivered, and I was like, man, it's the end of the year, but you guys had that awesome sale going on, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna probably want it, next season, like I've been on some of these bigger jobs, and be like, man, it'd be really nice to have a unit set up on this side of the complex, and then have a guy with another unit on the other side of the complex, because we're bumping into each other. Even though we can run two poles off of one, it would be beneficial. So I got an H2 Pro. That's really cool, and I've gotten to set that up and play with it a little bit. Hook it up. It's got the motor built into it. So in low pressure situations, like with my 4060, I have the 12 volt battery I'm lugging around, and it's a lot easier just having that already built in. So like any tool, for the right job, if I got that optimal working pressure of like 40, 50, 60 psi, that's great. I'll use my 4060. But if I know it's going to be a low pressure situation, I'm glad to have another tool in my arsenal, to be able to hook up and run that machine, instead.
Yeah. Then water-fed poles. Did you mention?
Yeah, I got the Bravo. I got a 30. I got a 40, and I got the 50-foot extension for my 40. I had this unique building with the Breeze Soleil, or like the solar shades. I think is what they're called. I was trying to sound smart when I was making the proposal, so I was actually joined like an architectural Facebook group, and I'm like, what do you guys call these aluminum bars, on the side of the building? And they're like Breeze Soleil, like in like the French, terminology, but they're just trying to make, the building more energy efficient to not take in as much sunlight. So they had these, aluminum bars all across. So I bought like a gooseneck to try and navigate that.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I got one of those.
I never realized the name for it. I just thought it was engineers trying to create problems for window cleaners.
Yeah, they definitely succeeded in that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, I already realized it's almost the top of the hour, and definitely want to be respectful to you and get you back to your family, your 9-month-old there. So just to wrap things up, where can we connect with you socially? Do you have things where we can connect with you?
Yeah, I mean, I have my Facebook, Divine Shine Window Cleaning on Facebook. I'm out of New Lenox, Illinois. I thought that name was unique, and I was like some kind of genius when I came up with it, but there are other Divine Shine window cleanings. There's actually one in
Yeah.
Deerfield, Illinois, not far from me, it turns out.
Okay.
So it was available through my Secretary of State, like the name exists. So I jumped on it and, but yeah, Divine Shine window cleaning out of New Lenox, Illinois on Facebook. I'm also on TikTok. And yeah, those are my two main ones that I do as far as socials. So
Yeah, I can't remember if I was mentioning this before we got on or after. I loved the image of your 4060 all bundled up under the blankets, but I heard it might not have been a favorite of your wife's.
yeah, when she goes, she went to work to the office, and I don't know, I was bored. It was the first cold day, and I was like, yeah, it's the perfect time. If they're cold, if you're cold, they're cold. Bring them in and keep them
Exactly.
warm. Show them some love, so they'll continue to perform for you and pay dividends. So
yeah. So and given your area, you don't have to really worry much about winterization, though. You said you work kind of year round.
So I mean, the Chicagoland, like it's cold. Like we get cold spells, but I'm fortunate to have like a shop in my basement that's unfinished. So I mean, I can run water through my system every couple of weeks. But if I was in a situation where I didn't have like a heated area to bring it, I would have been in trouble. But every couple of weeks, I'm able, and we get like 40-degree days and stuff, which I'll go and I'll water fed. If it's 35, 40. I'm not sure the exact science, but I understand like a couple of degrees above freezing, the RO doesn't work or something like
Right.
something like on a molecular level, it stops working. So it's all DI at that point. But I mean, I'll water fed if it's 35 to 40 degrees for sure. But other than that, yeah, dump some windshield wiper fluid, some methanol, and go to town. But yeah, every 2 weeks I set my calendar. Like if I haven't run my water fed, like I'm going to hook up water and I'm going to run it, into my sump pump, and because got to keep those hydrated.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, apologies to everyone out there when we've scheduled a waterfed Wednesday for winterization, but we had winter weather here and it shut down everything. So we will do that. So just to touch on this real quick, and I'll let you go. If like Patrick was saying, he has the ability to run his system every couple of weeks. That's really ideal. If you're in a situation where maybe you're up further north in Minnesota where it gets cold and there's no way of doing that, we do have out on our website, tuckerusa.com, RO Preserve. It's an additive used to protect against bacteria buildup. It's not an antifreeze. Just want to make sure that everyone's aware. But you can use that to prevent any bacteria buildup, which could foul up your membrane. So head over our website. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us about it. But we will do a water-fed Wednesday on winterization when we get back soon. So Patrick, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for sharing your story and advice on window cleaning. So wish you the best in the new year.
Yeah, no, thank you guys so much for having me. It's definitely an honor, and thanks for the great products. Where I'm able to just take care of business and take care of my family. So you guys rock. Thanks for all you do over there. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best in the coming year. See you next year, everyone. Thanks.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone. For sure.
Bye-bye.
Take care.